What's good, Bears fans? Welcome back to BearsMediaCo, and I hope that you're having a fantastic day, no matter where you are. Now, today we're going to talk about the Senior Bowl. Senior Bowl was a very good game for those who like defense, because it wasn't too much scoring, even though the score was 23 or 27-7, but a game in which you got to see some solid prospects that our Chicago Bears, I hope, are looking at. Because why? In a draft that is extremely deep on the offensive side of the ball, there are some defensive players that we should be looking at. Now, I know you've heard it before, but go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button as well, and go ahead and hit the notification bell, because why? You can go ahead and come on with the ride with the rest of us. And listen, we strive to give you the best info out there in the internet land. But before we get going, I'm going to tell you one thing. Fanatics, they are a great company in which you can get some of the best headwear, t-shirts, or whatever you need for your sports habit. So Reggie B, run the promo.
Hello, fellow Bears superfans. While we wait for success on the field, we can show our pride off the field with official Chicago Bears gear from Fanatics. Fanatics has everything to reflect your passion. Jerseys, hats, shirts, collectibles, and more. Rep your Bears fandom in style on supporting us here at BearsMediaCo. Show your Bear spirit by clicking our affiliate link in the description or on our website and buying something nice at fanatics.com today.
Now, Bears fans, we had a game that really was kind of boring, just to be honest with you, but a game that saw quite a few offensive players and a few defensive players who really stood out. And a few of those that did stand out didn't even play the game. So, I'm looking at you, Mr. Michael Penix from the University of Washington. Went through all the practices, and then on game day says, I'm all right. I'm going to wait to the combine, I guess. Hey, I guess if you got it like that, you can do that. Now, for those that did play, it was a mixed bag for the most part, but there are some that stood out more than others. And to start off with, I'm going to start on the offensive side, and that would be Mr. Brandon Coleman. Now, this guy out of TCU, who's like 6'4", 319 pounds, he was as solid as a player on the offensive line as you can ask for anyone. Now, in this game, he played left tackle, left guard, and even right tackle. And I'll say this, Bears fans, he is not a right guard, because when he was in there for the few plays, he was getting ate up pretty good. I don't know how that happens where he can play right tackle and look pretty good, but right guard, he just didn't have it. But for me, I would say that Brandon Coleman, for the left guard position, he would be perfect. And I know what you're saying, we have Tevin Jenkins, but listen, we all know that Tev gets a little hurt every now and then, and I've said it before, I would love to see Tev back on the right side next to Darnell Wright. Now, will it happen? I don't know, but I can wish, can I? So, Brandon Coleman, someone you all should look out for. Now, next up, someone near and dear to me. As you know, in the East-West Shrine game, we had a couple Illinois players that kind of stood out for, the wrong reasons. But in this game, well, let me tell you something, Bears fans. On the offensive side, we had a good one. Isaiah Adams, the left guard, he was dynamic. I know I say that a lot, but he actually dominated on that left side. Now, he also played in the right guard side and did not, in my opinion, play as well. Now, of course, on the left side, which is a little bit different, he played against McKinley Jackson, a DT from Texas A&M. Now that's a guy who's 6'1", 330 pounds. And he and Adams battled throughout the game. And it was a sight to see. But Isaiah Adams, left guard, definitely. Right guard, maybe not. I don't think so, Bears fans. But also, let's talk about another guy. This guy right here, someone I'm thinking maybe will have an actual chance to be on the Bears. And that would be, cue the drum roll, Theo Johnson. Now, Theo Johnson is a tight end out of Penn State. And as you can tell, I am a Big Ten guy. I watch a lot of Big Ten football, so that's where most of my experience comes from, right? But Theo Johnson, a 6'6", 250-pound tight end, looked very good throughout the day. Great hands pass catcher, as well as a decent pass blocker. Once a receiver caught the ball, he was right there blocking. And as we all know, in the Big Ten, no matter where you are, you have to block downfield. So he was one of the good ones. I can tell you that right now. Also, Bears fans, we have a need at center, right? Unfortunately, there was not a center worth talking about. I can't say that. There was one. University of Oklahoma Sooners. Now that's center from Oklahoma, Andrew Rahm. I hope I'm saying that right. But this guy, 6'3.5", 315 pounds, he held his own pretty much throughout the day when he was in. Now the other guy, Bo Limmer from Arkansas, well, he had a pretty much up and down day. And I'll say this, Bears fans, he's probably not going to get drafted. So if we want a project, I would say either him or we'll go with Andrew Rahm, right? Andrew Rahm looked a little bit better in the game, in my opinion. So hopefully, hey, if we want that project, there's two guys right there that we can bring on. Now, Bears fans, on this one right here, I've talked about him as far back as like one of my first videos. Tight end from the University of Minnesota, the Golden Gophers, Brevin Spanford. Now, a guy who's almost 6'7", 267 pounds. This guy has 10.5-inch hands, ladies and gentlemen. That means that ball, it looks extremely small in his hands. Don't take that the wrong way, though. Now, look, in the red zone, he is an ultimate target. 6'7", yo. 6'7". That is definitely a target, and he was one of the only ones to catch a touchdown pass today. Well, I should say over the weekend. But one thing about it, he is a great run blocker. I know at 6'7", you would think, how? But a few times that I've seen him out there, he was blocking defensive ends and helping with defensive tackles. Pretty darn good to me. So, Brevin Spanford, someone I hope my Chicago Bears can bring in. As you know, we have Mercedes Lewis, who is a primary blocking tight end, but he's almost 40 years old. And if we can get younger and basically get the same thing, Brevin Spanford is that guy. Now, one last guy on the offense, Bears fans, Javon Baker. Javon Baker. I was going to say Foster because there's a Javon Foster who plays the offensive line who was pretty solid, but this one, Javon Baker, wide receiver, a 6'1", 208-pound guy who was very, very fluid in his routes and his pass catching. I got to say it, Darnell Mooney, I think I found your replacement. And this guy, you might be able to pick him up in the 4th, 5th round. Same as where we found Darnell Mooney. So, hey, we want to replace Darnell and save a little bit of money. Here's our guy right there. Now, moving on to the defensive side of the ball. And let me tell you something, Bears fans, we got some guys. Starting off with, let me just say, a guy who is massive. Now, from the University of Texas. We know everything is big in Texas, as they say. And this guy is 100% truth. 6'4", and he was listed at Texas at 367 pounds. And at the Senior Bowl, he didn't even weigh in. So I guarantee you he's bigger than that. And I tell you, he is a mountain. Now, even though he didn't play in the game, I will say during the week practices, the three practices that they had, he was dominating. So when he gets to the combine, I can't wait till he finally measures in, especially on that weight, just to see where he's at, because he was definitely having his way, even with Jackson Powers Johnson, the #1 center right now going into the combine. So, hey, shout out to you, big man, because you deserve it. But next time, go ahead and get that weigh in, because we want to know what you got, what you weigh. So, Bears fans, let's move on to the next one before my mouth gets me in trouble. Now, Bears fans, this next guy might just be the 3 technique that Matt Eberflus has been looking for. That guy right there, Braden Fisk from Florida State. And this guy, 6'3" pounds, he was a ball of energy the entire game. And check this out, Bears fans. He had to switch sides because the other team lost too many players due to injury, which is super good for a guy looking for a spot on the team. Team first guy, didn't matter which side he played on, he just wanted to play. And when he played, whoo, Bears fans, he was great. I mean, he was getting pressure on the quarterback anytime he was in, and he even had 2 tackles for loss that it looked like no one wanted to block him on. So he's very powerful, and he has that speed, a major disruptor for a defensive line. And like I said, he will be perfect for a 3 technique spot on our Chicago Bears. So Matt Eberflus, here's your guy. Now, Bears fans, I got another guy, and he just happens to be from the University of Illinois. Yes, sir, another one. Keith Randall, another defensive tackle for our 3 technique position. Now, Mr. Randolph, a 6'3", 296-pound defensive tackle who was right there, well, I should say right behind Braden Fisk. Now, this guy, as I said, from University of Illinois, Big Ten football guy, applied solid pressure throughout his time in the game. And if we can't get Braden Fisk, he seems to be the next one in line. So Bears fans, check him out when you get the opportunity. I'm sure YouTube has got him somewhere, or someone's got him posted up with highlights. He's a pretty good guy, especially in this here Senior Bowl game. Now, next up, Baylor. A Baylor guy who just reminds me of someone we already have. At 6'6", 290 pounds, Gabe Hall. Gabe Hall applying pressure throughout the game. Not much in the run blocking, even at 6'6", 290, but when it came time to rush the passer, hey, he was there to provide pressure and had a couple of pass knockdowns right there at the line. So hey, there's someone we can look at as well. Bears fans, I got yet another 3 tech guy. Hopefully we can get on our team, because as Matt Eberflus has said, they are the engine that runs the defense. Because why? They apply the pressure and they move the pocket so a quarterback cannot move up in the pocket. So with that being said, Dwayne Carter out of Duke University, a 6'2", 308-pounder who applies pressure throughout the game. Now, same as with Gabe Hall, not much when it comes to pass blocking, but when it comes to run blocking, he is a stud. No one was getting past him, and he was definitely causing trouble for opposing offensive linemen. So there's yet another guy who I think with better teaching, and we just happening to bring on one of the better ones in Eric Washington, our new DC, a defensive line specialist. He may grow, as all of these guys I've mentioned, they may grow into that 3-tech spot and just dominate. So we'll see, Bears fans. We will see. But look, let me know in the comments. What do you think so far? Who have I said that you find to be a solid contributor that you would like to be on our Chicago Bears? Now, Bears fans, this next one is a Jaquan Brisker backup. Now, he is a carbon copy, in my opinion, and he is a thumper. I'm talking about Cole Bishop from Utah. Now, this guy, a 6'2", 209-pound strong safety, can hit and tackle with the best of them. And in this game, he was sideline to sideline. And if there was a rare time that a running back got past the line of scrimmage, he was right there to meet him. I mean, this guy has the football instincts that, hey, we need on the Bears, especially, as you know, Jaquan Brisker, he always seems to get nicked up throughout the season. So this guy would be a great backup, in my opinion. Now, to finish up, Bears fans, this next guy, someone that may be a little bit undersized, but in my opinion, he might be a guy who could provide some solid depth for us. Now, in the game, he had 2 interceptions and multiple pass breakups. And at his size, I find that extremely hard to believe, but he did it. And that guy, Chow, and I hope I'm saying that right, Chow Smith Wade. I don't know what's going on with all the hyphen names. There's quite a few of them in the Senior Bowl, but he's another one. Now, at 5'10", 187 pounds, a guy that you wouldn't think would be playing the way he did, he actually absolutely balled out. So yeah, a guy that maybe provide a solid depth option, he is the one for me. Because like I said, he had 2 interceptions in the game, and they all came in the red zone. So hey, shout out to you, Mr. Chow. Bears fans, great game the Senior Bowl was, and I'm hoping next year that I will get the opportunity to get there and bring you even better content for next year. So with that, Bears fans, I'm going to go ahead and get on up out of here, and I hope you have a great week. And for you, for me, I say, as always, peace.